Welcome back. We're here home after a wonderful first week at Love and War. How are we feeling? Just a quick little one-word response of how we're feeling.
Yes.
That was one word.
I am in love and war.
Tired. That's how no. Pain.
You're in pain?
Yes.
Do you want to know why? Because
you want to tell me why? You want to tell me why I'm in pain?
Yes. This bitch was sumo body slammed onto the performance floor. We'll get to that in a second.
Well, we're filming our second episode of our podcast this year. How do you feel?
I feel tired. I feel seen. And most importantly, I feel safe.
Do you feel heard?
No, I don't feel heard, no.
And why don't you feel heard?
I don't feel heard because certain acts that I feel deemed were safe surpass that of myself. But that could just be my ego talking.
I was talking about do you feel heard on the podcast?
Oh. Yes. Regarding the podcast, I do feel seen. I do feel heard. A lot of people liked it for some reason.
And you know what? Regardless on if it's love, hate, you watched it.
Or mostly hate. No.
And I love it.
At least you're talking about us.
But speaking of watching it, we really appreciate all you guys who have liked, commented, shared, watched the full videos, the reels that we made.
People who are posting stories about watching our show from start to finish, posting captions saying that they love our show, they watching. To the people who have subscribed, we do appreciate you.
What I can say is that I am so glad that we set off on this journey, and we have a plethora of ideas going into our Love and War content moving forward. Plus, after Love and War is over, which is hopefully not till December, a plethora more of ideas that are coming your way very, very soon. So if you would like to keep on supporting us, we really appreciate it. We love seeing the engagement, and we love doing this not only for us, because it is a great time, but also for you, those who watch and enjoy. And if you don't enjoy, thank you for watching. I love it.
I love the views. Love the views.
Speaking of views.
What are we doing here today, Everly?
We are... That's a good question.
I wouldn't say reviewing. I wouldn't say tooting or booting. I would say we're giving our raw, unfiltered, unbiased opinions about the lineup of Love and War Season 2, First Impressions.
Where would you like to start? How would you like to start?
I would love to start... Let's skip to the middle.
Schitzo's making a sandwich. Sunday, right before the competition, that Monday afternoon, we decided we were going to go to Austin a little early. We showed up mid-afternoon. We went to our place, got, in our little boy drag, and went out for the night to go pregame and just enjoy the city.
I love that getting into boy drag, for me, is maybe 2 minutes max. For you, getting into boy drag is the same time it takes you to get into girl drag.
That is so hateful.
It's hateful, but accurate.
And again, some of us try.
And that's what you get for trying. Middle of the road.
So we go out, and I thought of a great idea of messaging the group chat for Love and War, being like, hey, Dazey and I came in early. Let's go ahead and go hang out with everyone.
And I was super excited about this idea. I wanted to see how people were out of drag. We only met each other. We only met a group of them at the promo. We're super excited to go and see everybody, but maybe I missed it. Maybe I was at the wrong bar. Did you see them? I didn't.
I didn't see them. You know what I did see?
A bottom?
At the bar? There was probably plenty of bottoms there.
Mm-hmm.
The same bottom that was licking your nipples the last time we were there. This time he wasn't Angel Wings.
Can you be more specific?
He wasn't licking my nipples. How can I be more specific?
It's just there were so many guys there.
Licking your nipples?
So little time.
So many guys licking your nipples, sister?
I'm sure they were men. I didn't ask how they identified. It's Austin.
Well, no one of the cast showed up, so we decided to just chill and watch Megan Deluxe shake her ass.
And you know what? I virtually tipped her $1.
But you know who was doing the most? the girl that was on stage with them.
Which again is new for me. In Houston, I guess maybe we're just so used to the gay bars.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have female
presenting dancers.
Like, I guess they're not like go-go girls. I guess go-go girls is the term.
I've never heard that term.
Go-go girls?
I've never heard the term go-go girls.
You've never heard the term go-go girls?
No, I've heard of the Goo Goo Dolls.
Are they Gaga's kids? I think they're Gaga's kids.
Homegirl was throwing pussy.
Yeah, she was a go-go girl.
Okay, go-go girl.
Basically, she was in a breakdancing competition with Megan, and Megan just had to ask. Megan had to just do like boom, boom, and she won. But that girl was like, and I feel. Wait, what's that one song?
And your love takes me high. I love that move.
I love it every time I see it.
Every time you see it?
Every time I see it.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, my favorite part when she was dancing was when because it was Latin night, and she was voguing.
Is that why you were there?
For Latin night. Now, if we just, take a comparison of a Houston Latin night versus an Oil Cans Latin night, I would definitely say that I do prefer the Houston Latin night just because it is Latin night.
You heard it here first. Everly Rose says it wasn't Latin enough for her in Austin. You heard it here first.
Would you disagree with my statement?
I had a taco. I was chilling. I said gracias.
She had a name.
And her name was Lori Bird.
And her name was Carson Quisley.
Oh my God, guys. While we're out and about, I'm literally just sitting there sipping my Corona beer because I'm a dude.
Scrolling on Grindr because you're a dude.
Accurate. Not necessary, but accurate. I was just scrolling on Grindr, and tell me why I literally turned with my drink, again, a beer because I'm a guy, turn with my beer, and I see Carson, and I'm like, Everly Rose, and she's like, I don't know who that is, and I'm like, Nick Himley, and he was just like, yeah, bro, and I was like, is that Carson? She went up there, she was like, hi, Carson. I am such a huge fan of Ross. Yeah, Ross. Sorry, not Ross.
I love that store.
Dress for Less, yes. Sponsorship.
And he was.
Everly Rose. That took me out. No, my conversation with Carson Kressley went very, very well. I posted a picture with him, and a lot.
Right here.
A lot of you had very, very mean comments to say.
Are you for real?
Very.
What did they say?
One from your aunt, Sasha, said, good. He was going up to you to tell you that they don't want you. And I was like, okay, well, I was just posting a picture with Carson. But she's not the only one that said stuff like that. And it was just like, girl, you better not have asked him for Drag Race. Your makeup is bad. Like I was just like, oh my God. Like they were like laughing, and I was like, I don't think these are funny. And again, it's from people who I barely talk to, so it's not like a hee hee ha ha girl. It's they think they can talk to me however they want.
Girl, that's jealousy straight up that they didn't get to meet somebody that they know from TV.
And again, I was not at Oil Can Harry's saying I need to see Carson. I was reporting his Grindr page because I thought it was a fake person. And I, lo and behold, met him. I said, Everly, do you want to go see a picture? And she said, no, thank you, I'm good.
My favorite part of that story was the trade that was with Carson that looked at you and said, hey, have you lost weight?
This is also not necessary to say, but very accurate. Yeah, Carson was with some trade. I would say not my cup of tea, but very conventionally attractive. He's a manly, muscular Latino, short little guy, not my type.
He was about your size.
He's short for wanting to be the man that he thinks he is.
You know him personally? I thought you didn't know him. You
You
remembered him all of a sudden?
No.
Oh.
No. But if you are watching this, puppy. Craigslist misconnection. Here's a picture here again that somebody took. And it's horrible, and it looks like my whole head is purple.
To be fair, when I did take this picture, that's not what I saw on the screen. I don't know what happened. What I will say is at least you got a picture.
At least I got a picture, but what she's not mentioning was happening while she's taking the picture is a guy is full in 9 inches in her fucking mouth. She's like, "Urgh, urgh." And I'm just like, Everly, for 2 seconds. And she's like, so yes, that's the result of the horror picture.
It's actually so unappreciative of the sacrifices that I make. God.
It wasn't a sacrifice if you still did it.
That's called a sacrifice, sister. I sacrificed putting all of my energy into sucking this dick to taking this picture. Crazy.
Karma's a bitch.
Should have known better.
I was going to say
I know.
But anyways, I want to get into our performances that we had to do for First Impressions. First Impressions is an open door, a gateway for you to say whatever you want to the judges, for them to get a little feel of your brand, for them to see what you're capable of. I love First Impressions. As an overthinker, I'm over here thinking that there's a thousand things for us to go ahead and do. You could do art. You could do something weird to stand out. You could do a talent you have. I don't have. Like, I can't juggle or, I guess, jump 6 stories off a building into a split. So I decided to put people to sleep for my performance, and I decided to do a Sandman mix that I had done here in Houston.
So thinking of what I was going to do for the First Impressions, I knew that I wanted to do my Fallen Angel mix because it was such a fun time creating it and putting it all together that I really wanted to present it in a way that succeeded better than I did it last time. Because I thought I would be more appreciated at a different spot doing it than I was previously when I did it. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to give it a go. I wanted to give it a go and see what happens. And while we were there, I'm just, getting ready, trying to enjoy. Nope, I'm not trying to enjoy. I'm having a stressful time. And I'm trying to stay calm and just...
How is it stressful?
Having to rely on other people is very stressful. It's already nerve-wracking to already question yourself and your abilities, but when you have to rely on the abilities of others, it kind of takes the control away from you, and I'm very bad at not having all the control in myself. So relinquishing that into giving it to somebody else kind of is a scary place, and so it's a constant fear cycle. So not only was I worrying about Tiffany at the time, we have this whole cast that's there doing their own thing, and I'm like, well, there they are. Nobody's saying anything. Which, to be fair,
very serious.
Very serious. Everyone's very stressful, and I understand because, like I said, I'm not the girl to go up and talk to anybody. I'd prefer someone to come up and talk to me. So I understand. Embry came and she said hello, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, nice to meet you." And then she kept doing her rounds. And then Devonna ended up getting ready next to me, so I met her for the first time, and she was lovely. It was such a fun time kicking with her. She's such a good time. She's a very seasoned professional in the way she handles herself and the way she handles competitions, which I guess comes from her continental background. But I was very intrigued with the way that she came across to me. So I enjoyed just kicking with her the entire time. I was second in the lineup, and I had no time to put. I had no time to play. No time to even think. And I just stood there.
You were basically rehearsing until you had to go on stage.
I had to, because I was like, but I'm glad I was able to go second and just tear it up, because when
and that you did.
When my time came, I was like, I know what I want. Let me go ahead and go get placed. Me and Tiffany went to the side of Oil Can Harry's, which I've never performed there, so I didn't understand how small the stage was. And when I saw the stage, I was like, oh my God, thank God I didn't have backup dancers.
Ooh.
Because
why?
Because if I had backup dancers, we would have just all hit each other when we did our choreo of the, it would have been way too much. And I think everything happened for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Tiffany, I said, when you carry me, make sure you drop me on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, no, so you want me to like lean and like set? I said, no, I want you to throw me onto the stage.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's gonna hurt. And I said, that's kind of the point. I said, not that I wanted it to hurt per se, I just wanted it to look like it would hurt because that was the vibe and the energy of the mix itself specifically. And let me tell you,
she threw you.
She threw me.
There was a audible thud through the whole bar.
I wouldn't say it was that loud, considering I'm so small.
This my shit.
In the moment, I didn't feel a thing.
No.
As soon as she threw me, character on. We were acting, we were performing. That's all you think about is deliver the performance to the best of your abilities and give a show. And that is what I wanted to do. I had no nerves while I was doing it. I was having so much fun with the lights, with the character that I wanted to present. There was no feeling of automatic judgment when walking into it, which is something that happens around here. So I just was able to just do it and just live in it.
You think that was because Austin is more of a fresh scene for you?
I would say so. Most people don't know who I am there. I have performed there a couple times, but you have to perform somewhere for a minute for people to like know your name.
For sure.
So I didn't expect anybody to know who I was. So I went there and wanted to show them what I can bring. And if you watch the reel that I posted, you can hear the commentary from the beginning to the end from so many people, them screaming like for me. And watching it back, I'm like, I ate that. I think in the long run, I wouldn't have done anything different. But in regards to critiques, I can see where I could have changed something, of course. But
like buying your music?
Absolutely not.
I also don't think I would. For a competition, I wouldn't buy music. Unless I'm getting paid for something. There has to be like...
I think that is the first time I've ever heard that.
In drag? For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. I've also seen some people, again, no shade to anybody. I've also seen some queens perform and you hear like the 1, 2, 3 music, like waterproof thing, that like watermark in the background. Like you hear that on some of their mixes. So I feel like burning songs and like making mixes has been like a thing for a decade. I want to say decades. Yeah, decade. I would say decades. Yeah. So hearing that comment, I don't know. I'm gonna ask around. I'm actually gonna ask around. I'll let y'all know that next episode.
What I will say is I listened to the judges' critiques, and regarding that one, I definitely will not be taking that into account at all. I don't think that's a valid critique. I won't be buying my music. I pay for Spotify for a reason. That's me buying my music.
I think you're talking too much, and I think I need a break.
Okay.
You know what? I got Trade. Your dad says hi, by the way.
And what was his name? I would love to know.
I think it was Kevin. Wasn't that what you were saying in the other room? Daddy, daddy, daddy.
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Wait. It was Gail.
Gail?
What? Are you not Pam? Everly, I know we were just talking about your performance. I actually want to talk a little bit more about that. You and I both reuse numbers that we have done before for this competition as first impressions. So let me ask you, not now, but when you first made this mix, why did you make it? Why did you make this mix? What was it for?
Oh my God, that is such a good question. I love that question. When I went into the concept of making this mix, I wanted to dive into the obsession that I had with religion.
Mhm.
I love the concept. I love its mythology per se.
Okay, got you. So would you say your mix and whole, I would say, number in general was like heavily based off like Greek mythology, ripping your wings off?
I wouldn't say Greek mythology. I would say it would be in the center of just religion itself. Of I would say leans more towards Christianity just because of a fallen angel, like the way Lucifer fell from heaven
Mm-hmm.
and lost his wings.
Gotcha.
So
So you're Lucifer.
I wanted to delve into the aspect of a higher power creating something and not liking what he created. And so he's taking their identity away,
Mm-hmm.
which is the whole concept and the message at the beginning of the mix with the spoken parts. That it leaves the audience with the perspective of you can be simple and be like, oh, an angel has taken their wings away, or it gives them the opportunity to think more if they want to. My thing that I like to do in drag when it comes to competitions is to give the metaphors and allow the audience to have the opportunity to think more if they want to. But if not, there is a simpler meaning that they could just cling on to if they don't actually use the brain, which is totally fine. But I allow a more in-depth thinking in regards to certain mixes that I do, especially the one that I did for first impressions.
Gotcha. Well, you didn't answer the question, by the way. You just, I said, why did you have to create this mix?
That's not what you said.
I did, sister. I said, like, what was the reason? Like, why did you have to create this mix? And then you said the reason behind it. I love the answer. Love the answer.
Right.
But did you make this mix for fun, or like what is the origin of this mix?
The originality of this mix was created for a potential purpose of a similar first impressions that I did for a previous competition here in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I did the same number. However, it was longer, and due to the time restraints of this competition, I had to make it shorter, which I think worked out more in my favor for sure.
100%. Sometimes, I'm not saying yours does, but sometimes numbers drag out too long. Here in Houston, I don't need to see an 11-minute mix. Unless you are performing every second of it, just don't put 3 songs back to back to back. I don't want to see that. How was your placement the first time you did it around? Were you happy with the outcome?
No.
No? Oh, how come?
I think because the competition here in Houston was also based on runways as well. And my runway was absolutely sickening and made by a designer that has made things for Drag Race. And I looked fucking phenomenal, something that nobody's worn here in Houston. Meanwhile, other girls were wearing Amazon bodysuits. So I understand if someone else had outperformed me in a way, but yeah, they definitely did beat me in runway, and my placement was not accurate, I would say.
Clearly, history does not repeat itself. I performed my Sandman mix I have done here in Houston. My original concept for the Sandman mix was obviously always going to be starting off with the Sandman. I had this costume made for a competition that I was in Houston. I was a finalist, a top 3 finalist.
Out of 4.
As we talked about in last episode, I was robbed of a second placement, not winning, of course. This was my finale outfit for Persephone's Race to the Moon. Yeah, this costume is so sick. I made it with my mother the night before the finale because procrastination is my best friend, and I love her. My mother hated it. My sister Catalina also came over at like 1 a.m. and stayed until 7, passing out, helping me. So this was definitely a labor of love. A lot of tears went into this, more tears than you think, more tears than I want to mention. It's pretty sick. The whole idea of it was a space alien clown. My theme for my whole season was Race to the Moon, so it was all space themed. Looking back at everybody else's finale eleganza, I would definitely say this was more on the simpler side. We live, we learn, we grow, and I'm still growing every single day. Do I hate this outfit? No, I think it's iconic. Every time I step out, I get compliments on it. And I wanted to show it off. Definitely a good first impression. Something I sketched out with my bare hands on paper, and I asked my drag mom to help me bring it to life. I'm obsessed with it. It's sick. I knew I wanted to work this into a mix because, if I'm not mistaken, the first time I made the Sandman mix was 2 weeks at
Seymour takeover.
No. The first time I made my Sandman mix was for a benefit show for Miss Majors at Pearl Bar Houston.
Oh.
That one, I remember because I have videos. I made the mix. It was super last minute. I had showed my drag mother, if I'm not mistaken, and other friends. Nobody really liked the mix. It was just not their cup of tea. Also, I just feel like I like to go sometimes against the grain. And as of lately, even too, I feel like I'm sticking to my guns and just doing what I do. Whether people like it or not, I'm having fun, and that's the end result. Yeah, I performed that mix, and I made a lot of tips. I was also the first performing that night, so it was kind of scary. I only got tips because it was packed the house down boots. After the fourth or fifth person, mama, there was no tips. It was gone. I'm sorry, Miss Majors. Right after I performed, grabbed my little suitcase, went across the street, and had ramen. I decided I wanted to bring it to my first impressions, bring it to Oil Can Harry's as my first impression because it's the first mix I ever did from start to finish by myself. It's the first outfit I created like on paper and I wanted to sketch out. The colors, everything I wanted to do, it's sickening. All of it is me. I love the way I perform in it. I think it's one of my top 10 most like, honestly, it's my top 3 best performances I've done in my whole life. I would say it definitely was better than 5th place, but we can get to that later.
Right.
I would like to give a disclaimer. I'm going to give my honest opinions on the little small sections of videos from social media that people have posted about your guys' performances. I did not sit there and watch the whole thing. I only see what I have seen on social media. So, yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about these performances. We're going to go ahead and talk about them from best to worst.
So we're going to start off with our winner, Traumada.
Yes, Traumada was our winner. And, you know, I didn't get to see her performance. I was in the back changing into like a lip sync outfit. But what I will say is I did see her before she performed, and she looked completely different than we saw her on the promo. It was like night and day, and in the most best way possible.
1,000%. But it's also, I would say, a mood shift. She came up to us. It's not like per our last video, she really didn't, like I said, she really didn't like come talk to nobody at the promo shoot. This time she came up to us, totally different person, was super sweet and super kind, introduced herself, said that she was really looking forward to seeing us, getting to know us. Complete sweet person. This individual ate glass and hammered nails in their nose.
And you know what?
I do that on the weekends. Why didn't I do that night?
Sister, those aren't nails.
Those are poppers.
And you know what about that? I am glad I didn't see it because I would not have wanted to watch that.
Are you squeamish?
It depends on what it is. But that for her talent, I would not have wanted to watch that. Is it entertaining? I could believe it.
I loved it. Well, I loved watching it on my phone. I definitely think watching it in person, I would have been squeamish as hell. As the type of person I am. And she was not hammering. It was not like, it was like, as somebody with a deviated septum, I can appreciate her talent.
I think that's sickening. That's a talent that I would say I've never seen before. It like, you see that shit on YouTube, you see that shit on TV in Vegas, but you're not going to see that at a drag show you fucking go to. So props to her to having an original talent, and I can see why she got a perfect score.
1000%.
Because it was, I'm assuming, very entertaining.
In person, I'm sure there's more to it. I wish there was the full performance. I want that performance to go and show people here in Houston. Like, that is sick. So sick and twisted, but in the best way possible.
Did you see the balloon?
Oh my God. Pause, twist. Yeah, plot twist. She put a balloon, same balloon you would use for a balloon animal, puts it in her nasal passage, dangles it in the back, digs it out with her little fingers.
Of her mouth.
Out of her mouth, sorry. Dangles it, yeah. Dangles it, then immediately starts blowing that bitch up. And I'm telling you right now, as somebody, again, who has a deviated septum, I was traumatized. Thank you, Traumada. I'm letting you know, if this individual does coke, y'all hide your baggies. I'm being so serious. She's gonna be like, the fucking bathroom.
Moving on, the second place was Lavender Thug with an almost perfect score, -1 point. Based on what I saw, Lavender was walking around on stage, flowy strips of fabric, to a song, and moving. And then went to a suitcase, threw some clothes everywhere, and that's it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw the same thing. I'm just assuming, I love to play devil's advocate. I am assuming that there was a deeper emotional level to the performance. Maybe I didn't get. Again, I would love to see all these performances from start to finish so I can give a true judgment. I'm only getting what I see on social media. I had saw verbatim almost the same thing. I just wanted to know what the first impression was. Was it you going and looking for clothes?
I was just confused at the performance because if it was a character, she was breaking it the entire time. So I didn't understand that. And then I understood the sex appeal because she did that flawlessly. She was sexy. Loved that. Very flowy. Loved. And so therefore the almost perfect score. The second place placement really was very confusing. You were very sweet to me and I enjoyed your company. I did not understand your number. I am so sorry. Any more thoughts on Lavender?
Kind of the same thing. I also feel, again, our paints are going to change from week to week. We're showing versatility. We're showing different sides of us. I think I was expecting the same girl I saw in the promo,
and that was like the same girl.
Like it was like all like pinup doll almost. I want to say it's like almost like that. Like very like, I don't know. I got really like high hopes, I would say, from the promo. I was too busy in the back getting ready because a lot of people were telling me, why are you not getting ready? Why are you still dressed as a boy? I was damn near last. So, and everybody and their mama was performing in the middle of everybody. So we've been in this maybe 25 minutes and I am already sweating. I am so hot. I was not going to wear this the whole entire night at Old Camp Harry's. No, ma'am.
So next is Greta Grip. Third place. I saw the very, very, very end of her mix because you were going next. So I saw the very, very, very far end of her performance because I was taking you to where I had walked up on the stage because you wanted to go up in the same section. So I saw the very ass end of her performance. And my first impressions of her performance was that it was very kiss ass towards the judges, doing puppets of them. I did not see how that was a first impression of your drag. I was then prompted by your critiques of you saying you made everything yourself, but you were talking about your outfit as well, and that outfit was awful.
You're talking about the one she performed in?
Absolutely. I was very confused. That was my first impression. Then I had time to sit on it after I saw a little video about it. And what I will say is the little hand thing that she did of the marionette style was somewhat interesting.
I feel like I'm gonna have to disagree somewhat. I understand. I said it from the promo. I loved Greta Grip's promo. Hands down, I think it was one of the better ones. I was so excited to see what you were gonna wear for first impressions. Considering you told me that you were a girl that likes to sew, and I've seen you sewn something. I just didn't like the look you were wearing. I would love to see your performance from start to finish. Devil's advocate. I'm hoping there was like a storyline. Maybe you were like this twisted, demented girl. Again, I was prepping to go on and get ready. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. I only saw clips online. Love, love, love the branding. Get a grip. The hands. I wish the hands were better when you were performing. I wish they were actually like retractable or something. They were just kind of like paper hands. And whenever you would move and you would go, the hand would go. It just wasn't doing, I think, what you wanted to do with it. But even watching your performance, I was watching it back in the car on my way back to Houston the day after. I was watching it and I was like, oh, this concept, sick. Get a grip. Puppets. You put your hands in your puppets. It's all about hands. The performance to me had potential. The stage was cute. It was a very, very like mock. Like I would feel like very much first draft. Like, all right, this is my shell of a stage. Now let me go ahead and like embellish it. Yeah. But props to you. You also had props. I know other people in the competition did. I didn't. I wanted to, but then I also thought like I wanted to give like myself, my bare bones, to see what I can do as a first impressions. Those are my thoughts, Greta, on your performance. Next up, we have Everly's new bestie, Devonna St. James Whitney.
I didn't get to see a performance, but I was there with her in the back for prepping,
Obviously.
and she had a reveal with her outfit and her wig. Some of the things that I saw online, it was your typical drag show number of doing a lip sync and doing a reveal and doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I saw from that. So I mean, for a first impression, if that's what you're gonna do and that's what you're good at, do it. When picking mine, I had thought that they had said that they would want a first impression to be something that they would not see at a drag show.
Yeah.
So that's how I went into picking my performance. Based on what I saw from her performance, I didn't see anything that wasn't a typical drag show performance, but maybe there was more that I didn't see. But
that's, again, I want to see the whole video. Same thing. I feel like I think both of us are basically basing it off of what we only saw online, and what we saw online was Devonna doing a bucking 8 count combo to drag music with a fringe costume or a bodysuit and drag hair, which I love. I love because I think if she were in Houston, there are so many girls that do that. She's like the only one of that brand in this competition.
Oh, for sure.
So she's sticking out to me like 10 out of 10. Like she's sticking out in the right way.
Again, Devonna, congratulations on your placement. After Devonna was yours truly, Dazey Seymour. Do you agree with your placement?
Do I agree with my placement?
That's what I just said, yes.
No, I don't agree with my placement.
So who should you have been higher than?
I think you should ask me who should I have been higher than?
Yeah. Because we just went through all those girls. Who should you have been higher than?
I would say I'm higher than Devonna.
So just one more.
I would also say I'm higher than Lavender.
So you think you were second place?
See, but no, I think I was like a good third place.
A good third place.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think.
So you think Greta did better than you?
I think Greta put more into her number than I had. I think True T, like just even like you and me having a conversation, I feel like it's hard for me to go ahead and critique Devonna for just doing a lip sync when technically I did the same thing. The same thing I did, I have performed again at a drag show. So it's hard for me to say she's performing a number I can see it at just a regular drag show. I really didn't do.
But let me tell you the difference. We were told at promo that it did not matter what we looked like. It just mattered what we presented. That pisses me off because you can look a fucking goddamn mess and place high when drag is not only about performance, but is also about presenting a look and a concept. Just the way the same thing as drag is not just about looking pretty, it's about being able to perform and entertain an audience. Both things go hand in hand. So I don't know why we're not being judged on both. I understand we don't got time for runways, sure. But the way that you feel discredited, that, oh, I can't judge it saying I'm better than Devonna because I did a lip sync. Devonna wore a fringe bodysuit that everybody wears. You are wearing an original concept piece that you made yourself.
True.
Again, and this also goes back to Greta, even though she made her outfit as well, that outfit was Boo Boo the Fool. Does not compare to this at all. And that's what pisses me off about some of the placements and the critiques, is that you can put so much effort into your look, but it does not matter at all. And that was clearly shown by the placements of all the contestants. And speaking of really unpleasant looking looks, next is Schitzo. They placed right under Dazey, and their number was a subway worker.
Yes.
And the outfit they wore was their subway work uniform, not rhinestoned, not embellished,
Sister.
not drag.
They were giving realness. The mayonnaise was all real.
I don't understand why you would show up in your work uniform and not do anything to it. Where is the drag? This is a drag competition. It's more than putting on a white face, heels, and moving your mouth to words. Put in the work. Where is putting in the work? And you can say I'm bitter, as we obviously haven't gotten to my placement, and that's okay. Go ahead. I don't care. It's just my opinion that I'm allowed to have, just like you're allowed to have yours and y'all are going to have yours. I do not think this was deserving of its placement, point blank, period. So sorry.
And if I'm being honest with you, we'll get to it later, but a lot of the cast didn't either.
Correct. His performance was, I think, the song Subway by Chappell Roan.
I think that was the end. I think the beginning was a Delta work mayonnaise mix.
You're right. It was. And it was just him putting a bunch of liquids onto a sandwich, spraying them onto a sandwich.
Condiments.
Spraying them into his mouth. And then I guess eating a sandwich.
I didn't see the ending.
I didn't either.
Again, I would love to see the full clip.
I wouldn't.
I can appreciate an artsy-fartsy number. I love artsy-fartsy numbers. I also am dabbling more into seeing activism drag performances, and some of them are wild and unhinged with a purpose. I feel maybe this performance didn't have a purpose. Maybe it did. Maybe it was solely just to be entertaining. It did. But again, it was just making a sandwich. Now I'm saying, as an audience member, I was not entertained. I got to watch a little bit of Schitzo's because you were right after me. It was just making a sandwich in the beginning. The Delta work thing, I believe I'm over and you're over only because there's a queen here in Houston that does that mix over and over and over again. And it's tired. So I think hearing it at another bar, seeing another person do it, there wasn't just anything added to it for me. It wasn't like, ooh, I've seen the same person here do the same number. I'm not saying your number is unoriginal. I'm not saying you copied it from her. I'm just saying I wasn't gagging for those reasons. I also love silhouettes, different costumes. That's the part of drag that I like. So I am looking forward to seeing what people are wearing. I understand there is no runways, and everybody's closets are limited because we are on so many different levels of drag. People have been doing drag for 6 months. People have been doing drag for 2 years. People have been doing drag for 12 years. Alrighty, guys, the time has come. We're officially down to Everly Rose's placement. Everly Rose, how do you feel?
I feel being after Schitzo was quite a shock factor for me, as we just found out why. And based off the judges' critiques during them critiquing me, I was very shocked at my placement, to be honest. Because I feel like they were grasping for something to critique about. Like, they didn't critique my performance. It was very much critiquing my mix, which was in the hands of the DJ.
I also want to say, I forgot, while we're on the topic of me, there was many witnesses in there that night. I had no negative critiques. None. Literally zilch. And I believe the only other person that had no negative critiques was Traumada. So why is one of us winning and one of us fifth?
In regards to my placement, I do understand that my performance was not perfect. I do understand that there were definitely things I can work on moving forward with it. But what I will tell you is that it was sickening. It was an original concept, and the crowd was very heavily entertained. So I don't know what to tell you. They loved me.
I feel like Austin really loves those white girl hits you love to put in your mixes.
Well,
as soon as they heard the
it's me looking up and them going, ah!
Literally.
Ugh, I live.
Can you imagine you're looking up sexy, but it's like half the crowd is like over here, and you're just like, oh.
Right. No, the judges were right there, so I was like looking up at the judges specifically because I wanted them to feel the way my eyes were making contact after having my wings ripped off. It's like, yes. Sure.
I will say though, I love seeing my choreography on stage.
I love that my wings were able to be ripped off because you weren't drunk this time.
Again, unnecessary, but factual.
Oh my god. So after me, we have Trey Devine. They did a magic act. I saw cards. It was like a comedy magic act. That's all I saw. I didn't really see any of their performance.
So that's funny. I saw bits of their performance, but it was not a comedy act and it was not cards. Oh. I'm pretty sure it was, but the one that I saw was just he had a detachable crotch piece.
Oh.
And he pulled the crotch out. Oh. And the crotch was a puppet of a dick. And they both started doing abracadabra together.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I lived for that part. I didn't see the part in the beginning with what you're talking about. Whatever you're talking about with the cards or magician.
Pick a card, any card. They were all wrong. They ended up dropping the cards. Very like
bad magician
vibes, which I saw what they were going for with that, but then that's all I saw. And now that I hear about this, interesting. I do know that they completely made their outfit from scratch. They also made their wig, and that was impressive enough for me. I loved that. I love persons who can sew and make their own outfit. Doing hair, I can't do it, so I can appreciate someone that does. And it was sickening.
It was sick. Like I said, the look was 10 out of 10. I think I even told them about their wig. I complimented Trey on their wig, and they said they did it the night before the competition, so that was definitely intimidating. I was intimidated. About making your own costumes.
Next we have the blowing queen herself, Calor. And I say that only because her talent was
music,
playing an instrument.
She was also singing.
Well, she was playing an instrument at some point. I think it was the flute. I could be wrong. What I do know is that she had basically an Aurelia malfunction, like when Aurelia tried to do the violin, and they couldn't hear the music. They couldn't hear the flute, and then I guess she was singing and doing noises, and they couldn't hear that either over the mix. The mix was too loud, and the judges couldn't hear anything. So it was kind of a spiral of unfortunate events for her.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw her look, and it definitely gave me the starting look of orchestra conductor.
Yes.
So I knew it was like themed for music. Heard the Beethoven track in the back when I was getting a drink. Knew it had something to do with music. Saw the videos and immediately felt for her because it's when you're on stage, like there's nothing you as a performer can do. The DJ is like in charge of the music at that point. I'm not saying it's the DJ's fault. I'm not saying it's DJ's fault. Calor could not do anything on stage. She was performing to the best of her abilities, trying to sing louder over the track, tapping the mic. She was doing everything in her power to make sure that she can give it all in the moment. She didn't fluster. She didn't quit. She kept it going. She kept it pushing. So, like Everly said, it was just a series of misfortunate events. But she didn't. She was not in the bottom though. So, kudos to you, sis.
Next in our lineup, our bottom three for the night.
Somebody who we thought was actually going to be stiff competition landed themselves in the bottom three.
And that, is Embry Officially. She was officially bottom three.
Mm-hmm. Walked into the back, saw her look, was stunning, was sick. I loved the concept. She had like a big eye fascinator underneath it, was like big eye makeup. Her look was super cute. She was in the bottom because the judges said her mix did not make sense with the way she was performing, or vice versa. Something just didn't make sense. I didn't see it. I didn't see the full video. I've only seen a 30-second clip of Embry performing, and she looks nice performing. She looks fine. So I don't see where the mix-up came from. The song was called Freak, and she had an eye. So maybe there was a miscorrelation somewhere, or maybe it was just a bad performance. Again, Embry, please upload the full video. If you're embarrassed, just send it to me. I won't post it anywhere. I promise.
I thought the judges said she had no energy. Like the energy did not correlate.
You know what? I was drunk, so maybe that's
she was
the
the first person.
Again, I was drunk.
Oh. I saw a little bit, and she was doing a little, I guess 1-2, but
a drag combo.
Yeah,
again,
but I guess they didn't live.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But Embry, you were spared by the hairs on your chinny chin chin. You are safe from the bottom. Go to the back.
That leaves our bottom two girls, Impulse Purchase and Cassie Opeia. I did have the opportunity to watch Impulse's full performance.
Hers was the money dress reveal burlesque thingy, right?
Yes. And I understand not lip syncing during burlesque, but that's because the burlesque track usually doesn't have words.
Mm-hmm.
However, this track did have words, and she was lip syncing part of it and then not lip syncing other parts of it. So it made it look like she didn't know her words. And so it was very confusing. The mix was a little long, and she just walked back and forth the entire time. Again, my heavy complaint, you could see the breastplate lines the entire time until she picked up her money boa and covered them. But again, still took me out of the fantasy.
Mm-hmm. It was Hey Big Spender, right? Was like the song.
I have no idea. I don't remember. Could have been.
I think it was that.
It was also that song that Lucy does by Mia.
Paper Planes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the I fly like paper, get high. Like
yes. I feel like that was in there too.
Maybe.
Because I remember going, oh.
It's a weird mix.
Yeah, I've seen this done better.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I've only seen snippets, and it just looked low energy. I think I could tell early in the night from where you performed that you were probably going to be on the lower half of the list. Unfortunately, you were in the bottom two.
Speaking of Cassie, I did not see her performance. I did not hear her critiques. Only because I think she was last. And by the time we got there,
the crowd was like dead, low energy.
We were all changing. We were all just in the back. You
can't recall a memory?
I can't recall a single memory. I just heard from other people that she got bad critiques.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that I heard. She did something with Mean Girls. I remember she did her mix had a part from Mean Girls because she was playing Karen Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only thing I remember seeing on Instagram.
Mm. You know, now I'm thinking about it. I'm only remembering Famous again.
Yeah,
Barely.
because we had to watch it.
Mm-hmm. But with that being said, that is all the performances for today. But you're not done yet. Before they announced Traumada as the winner, and before they announced Cassie Opeia and Impulse Purchase up for the bottom, they asked everybody a silly little question. Who should go home tonight and why? And guess what? The first person to be asked was Embry Officially. And guess who they answered? Our very own Miss Everly Rose. And Everly, can you tell us why she said you should go home?
It was for such a good reason, and I completely agree. It was because her name and my name both start with E and ended with Y.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that was just such a compelling answer that the audience really wanted to hear.
Do you feel like that answer was a correct answer, or you're not going to judge it because her answer is her choice is her choice?
What I will say is that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, clearly. And some people make bad decisions, which is why she was in the bottom.
No, Everly, who did you say should go home and why?
I had so many people I wanted to say, clearly. However, I wanted to pick one that I had seen throughout the night.
Okay.
Like from start to finish. And the only person that I saw, besides yours, was Impulses.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that from start to pretty much finish. And so I knew I was going to say her because, again, like I said earlier, she didn't know her words. It was very underwhelming. And it didn't really go anywhere.
Now, the question did get to me. And Lori did ask me, she said, everybody, shut the fuck up. Dazey, what do you want? And I said, oh, Lori, thank you so much. I stood up and I looked at myself and I said, Dazey Lynn Seymour, you need to take out the biggest competition. I looked around, and I saw no one. So then I said, all right, let me take out who I think is the biggest competition. So then I looked at Everly, straight up and down. And I said, I'm trying to talk to Embry. Can you move to the side?
Bitch.
And so I looked at Embry and I looked at Lori and I said, I would love to see Embry and me lip sync tonight. Yes, I know. It's iconic. Putting yourself up for elimination. It's very, very iconic. Did Lori care? No. She coughed and literally said next person. Were we robbed of a Embry versus Dazey lip sync? Yeah, you guys were.
That lip sync was so boring.
And that, I hate to spoil anything. I promise you, Lori, if you're watching this, I love you with all. I've known you. I loved you since the day I met you. This is the only good song on the lip sync list for the whole season, and it was right there, and it went between our cracks. Like, we're not gonna have another iconic lip sync.
I will say that lip sync was the definition of "Come on, girl, give us nothing."
Mm-hmm. I think I said that once.
Yes, and even when there could have been
No,
that moment for a stunt, there was nothing.
I think I literally said the words, "Come on, girls, give us nothing" in the crowd because
I know.
It was a train wreck to watch.
It was, and I thought they were both going to go home.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great little summary of what happened this past week at Love and War. We will be there yet again this coming Monday, competing again in our next challenge. Our next challenge is going to be Business Bitch. And basically, we have been given the task to market a custom-made cocktail or mocktail in the style of our brand. I don't know about you, but I'm excited.
I don't know about you, but I'm not.
Well, here we are again, week 2 of the pod. Let us dive in to our hot takes this week. My hot take this week is I am just so perplexed at the idea of if you're a drag queen trying to work in the city, why would you not wear your own drag and do your own makeup. Now, let me provide some context for this. I understand if you're a new drag queen and wearing hand-me-downs from someone, that's okay. That's a hand-me-down. I've got some, you've got some. At the end of the day, they're no longer that person's, it's now yours. I get that. Now, if we're borrowing drag and then having another person do your makeup, what are you doing for your own drag character at that point? What does it say about you? Because to me, that says nothing. That's not you.
To me, I think it's almost like an actor. Like, you like to dress up and be in the moment when you're dressed up, but you can't do it yourself, so it's not you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's giving, again, lazy, not wanting to do the work. It's giving...
doing drag for clout.
Yeah, and just like, you can't do it, so you're having someone else put you in drag. In their drag, because it's not yours.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just very confusing. I don't know why you would do that. That's my hot take.
All right, Everly. My hot take for this week would be, I feel like it's so easy to post an Instagram note. Like, it takes like 2 seconds, right? But I also feel like it takes the same amount of time to send a direct message. So I just don't know. And I've been guilty for it in the past. Not as of recent, like some people. But I feel like people need to be more inquisitive. If they don't like something or have an opinion and they want to post it public, the DMs are right there. I just feel like if you have an opinion about anyone that you deem yourself, that's all fine. I feel like as soon as you make it public knowledge on your personal profile and you get a DM, don't be confused. Don't feel confuckled. Don't feel perplexed. Just be straight up. Just like Everly is. Just like I am.
And those were our hot takes. And remember, this is a safe space. Because let me tell you, you were all thinking it, but we said it. And that's okay. You're welcome.
All right, guys. Remember, we're posting videos every week. Also competing in Oil Can Harry's every Monday. All right, guys. And with that being said, that is all we have for this week. Everly Rose, you have anything else you want to say?
I'm just going to go ahead and plug the Love and More Instagram. Go ahead and follow it, where you can go ahead and see the future performances as they've been filmed and posted. Little snippets of each of ours, which is what we went off of today. You can go ahead and follow us right here as the joint pod itself, Seymour.Roses on Instagram, as well as Seymour Roses on YouTube, which is where you're watching this right now. You can go ahead and follow me at It's Everly Rose on Instagram. You can go ahead and follow at Dazey Seymour on Instagram as well, where you can keep up with us, our reels, our content, and everything moving forward with our drag.
All right, guys. So with that being said, we will see you next week.